while you guys are doing that, here's a couple random facts for the day. It is Wednesday. And in the early days of the parcel post, a few parents managed to mail their kids to relatives.
What?
In 1913, an 8-month-old baby in Ohio was mailed by his parents to his grandmother who lived a few miles away. The baby was safely delivered, but regulations were quickly established to prevent any additional mailing of children through the U.S. mail.
Could you imagine?
I can't
I love
imagine.
they just set a law up for it.
They had to have known the postman or woman or something.
I mean, if it's a small town and grandma lived down the road, like they said.
And did the mailman feed the baby? The postal workers oh, okay, well, we got to feed this kid because it's going to take a couple of days.
8 months old. Can you imagine you grow up and you hear that's the story at Thanksgiving dinner, and then, I mean, could you ever trust your parents again? I mean, your whole life has been run by idiots.
Maybe it's a little dysfunctional family and the mailman was involved.
Good point,
in the creation
Scott.
of the kid.
Poor mailman, man. Dads to everybody.
The polo shirt was designed so that the collar could be turned up to protect your neck from the sun when you were playing tennis. So,
oh, really?
So frat boys who pop their collar actually got this one right.
Nice work, guys.
Tupac Shakur had only 2 albums hit #1. One while he was in jail, and the other after he passed away.
Dang.
Lincoln Logs were invented by John Lloyd Wright. Is that name familiar? It should be. He was the son of famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright.
Interesting.
And Africa is the only continent that's in all 4 hemispheres. We were just talking about parents being an idiot. I do have an idiot in the news. I'll just get this out of the way. And I'm not calling her an idiot. She called herself an idiot. Have you ever accidentally squirted the wrong solution into your eyes? Like my daughter has bad allergies, and she was looking around for eye drops, and I kept saying hey, can I, before you do that, make sure it's not expired, make sure it's the right thing. I don't want you putting something weird into your eyes. Well, this gal did. I'll let her tell you what she did.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I messed up the thing. Hang on.
I'm hanging.
And now she's gonna tell you.
Well, I've gone and done it. I have won the most idiot person award. My eye drops sit directly next to super glue, and they're the same size bottle. And I wasn't paying attention, and now my eyes glued shut.
Oh my God.
What an idiot. What an idiot. And I asked the people, I was like, has this happened before? Have you ever gotten a call like this? They're like, no.
Oh, no.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, guys. Thanks, appreciate it. I've gone and done it.
She gave herself the most idiot award.
I'm glad you can laugh about it and have a sense of humor through that, because that would be scary.
Super glue.
Yeah.
The first time I ever experienced pink eye, I was at my buddy Nathan's house in 3rd grade. I spent the night and I was itching my eye a little bit before I went to bed, and then I went to sleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night, or the sun had just come up, and I couldn't open my eye.
Right.
And I freaked out. This is the first time I'd ever been to this kid's house. I ran in the bathroom and I thought, oh my God, somebody super glued my eye shut. I couldn't open it. And I thought it was super glue. I panicked. I freaked out. It was pink eye. It was just gnarly pink eye.
Because that's the guy that always tooted on pillows, right?
That's right.
I guess, yeah. Poop particles flying all over Nathan's house. Which, by the way, that's a myth.
Nathan's house.
I know.
This just in. Take that, 80s parents. Heavy metal is actually good for you. That's according to a clinical psychologist named Nicole Andrioli. In a TikTok, she explained that listening to any kind of music can be, quote, therapeutic and can allow for an emotional release, and metal is no exception. She added that metal lessens negative emotions by reducing cortisol levels, which helps lessen stress. Also, people who listen to metal tend to think more logically and in more complex terms than those who don't. It's also been known to, quote, help the most with focus. And while metal lyrics tend to focus on rage, metal has been found to be, quote, a positive way to process anger safely.
Love it.
So clip that
Neato.
and use that, metal fans. It is good for you. I will say, just anecdotally here, I used to think, I know I preach about safe driving and all that kind of stuff, and I am admitting my faults when I was a young man. When I was a young man, like I said, I was doing 4 jobs. I was doing the bands. I was trying to make everything work. And we would practice in Belleville. And I lived in, who knows where, South County at the time maybe, which isn't too much of a drive. But late at night when you're working 3-4 jobs and you've got kids and you're trying to get over there for practice, there was a lot of late night driving back.
Sure.
And to stay awake, I would blast music thinking oh, that's going to keep me awake. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to blast some Zayo or Megadeth.
Living Sacrifice.
Yeah, whatever the heck it was, like super like gnarly metal stuff. Like a Zayo, I remember listening to a Zayo record thinking this is going to keep me awake. And that's when I got drowsy. I got drowsy listening to metal. I had to listen to other things like Weird Irish music or Enya or something like that to
Flats
actually.
and Scruggs.
I had to listen to different kind of things to kind of get my mind focused on it to stay awake because the metal was actually easing me.
I forgot all about Zayo, Angel Without Wings. That song
Dude,
was
that record
so good.
ripped.
Dude, they are incredible.
21
man.
years old, that record.
That record freaking rips. And Brett, the dude that wrote a lot of that record,
No.
started Juliana Theory.
Oh my God, really? Okay, that makes sense because a lot of the guys that I was hanging out with that got me into Zayo were listening to Juliana.
Polar opposite bands, though. Polar opposite.
Yeah. Wish that guy had somewhat of success. That's a bummer.
Yeah, so
Two massive bands. That's
so
awesome.
metal brings peace.
That's good.
Metal
There you go.
brings peace.